Let's go across to Sunil now for more. And Sunil, so a disappointing day really for the queer community. We were hoping for something. We were expecting that perhaps something would be changed by the Supreme Court, and basically nothing has really changed. So the Supreme Court has recognized queer couples. However, they have said it's up to the Parliament to decide on the various legal aspects.
So let's put it in perspective, Gargi. Firstly, as you rightly said, it's a disappointment in terms of the petition per se. They wanted it to be the Special Marriages Act to be read down and to be interpreted. The Supreme Court, and this is a unanimous in terms of all 5 judges, all have agreed on this aspect that they cannot interpret that law and they cannot read it down because that's the power of the Parliament and they don't want to get into it. It will be a pre-colonial period and that is something that they're not touching. But having said that, they have given directions, they have given orders for the legitimizing to ensure that this committee, which is headed by the Cabinet Secretary, which was appointed technically, and this was stated in court on 3rd of May, in the Supreme Court by no less than the Solicitor General. We are yet to see whether the Cabinet Secretary even met once in the last few things because they had asked for that directions, whether they met or they have taken any decision or they will be meeting. So we'll have to wait and see. Much has been given to this committee to look into that aspect, that transgenders with the same sex should, heterogeneous thing should be recognized. And it's in that context that they have also stated very categorically that they should be protected and various aspects in this regard. So it's definitely not a great day in terms of a thing, but you have to read between the lines. What it basically does is allows now various queer committee and same-sex relationship to get the benefits as heterosexual males. So, for example, be it in terms of pension or gratuity or in the insurance or various other clauses in the banking laws, those provisions will have to be looked into. But as you are well aware, this will now be decided by the executive, by the administrative side, by a cabinet secretary. These are directions, these are orders with no timeline. And yours and my guess is anybody's whether they will ever be active.
That is the other aspect
as we've been saying just before that judgment came.
Many are disappointed with that while, the Supreme Court spoke about, protection of same-sex couple and they should not at any way, be harassed or face any sort of threats, etc. And that this committee by the Chief Secretary is going to look into various aspects of, how they can be allowed certain rights and certain, legal provisions. But there's no timeline. So, it really, it's just left it open-ended in a sense. And we know politically this is not something that is a priority. As many have pointed out, that a majority perhaps don't understand these issues. And already you've had, like the Bar Council coming on and saying 99% of the country is against this without any sort of real, record of that. But having said that, this really leaves the whole matter open-ended.
Absolutely. It is really left it open-ended in this entire concept because now the same-sex relationship people will have to, on their own, take and decide on this important matter and really hope that this committee headed by the Cabinet Secretary will actually take certain administrative steps to give them that benefit. That legal recognition that we were talking about for same-sex relationship, that has been not accepted. And that is something that is no more a matter of right. They have fundamentally said that is not acceptable. But on the other aspect, which is basically the issue of whether they will be able to get the benefits, that high-powered committee, when it meets, whenever it does, because as I stated, this announcement was made in May. Till today, Cabinet Secretary Rajiv Gauba or any other officials haven't yet met, and it's in that backdrop we'll have to wait and see when this committee does meet and take a decision on the various steps that have been envisaged in terms of getting their rights, and whether they'll have to once again knock at the doors of the Chief Justice to get them implemented, after 6 months or a year, or if the government, as you rightly said, doesn't act, because as you have said, this is low down on priority. This is not a priority of the Supreme Court, of the Parliament in terms of lawmaking. They have other legislations on mind, and this is way down on their priority list, especially since it has far-reaching political ramifications, especially for religious institutions, be it Hindu, Christian, Muslim, Sikhs, anybody, you name it. And these are issues which bring vote bank politics, and this is definitely not something that is priority. But the Supreme Court deciding against taking law onto themselves, they have made it clear that it is for Parliament to legislate and decide on this matter.